Get ready, today's story is absolutely unexpected. Floyd Mayweather has finally spoken out after a shocking moment in training, where he was dropped to the canvas following a powerful uppercut from Mike Tyson during sparring. Yes, it really happened. The legendary Iron Mike reportedly sent Money Mayweather down, and now more details are coming to light. As many already know, Mike Tyson is preparing for a return to boxing on November 15th. Standing across from him will be Jake Paul, a fighter who has been building momentum with a steady string of wins. His rise in the ring has been hard to ignore, making this upcoming bout even more intriguing. To get himself ready, Tyson surrounded himself with top-level preparation, and that included sparring sessions with Floyd Mayweather. On paper, it doesn't get more elite than that. But during one of these training rounds, things didn't stay light for long. At the beginning, both fighters approached the session calmly. They were measuring distance, exchanging light punches, and working on rhythm and timing. It looked like a standard practice round between experienced professionals. However, as time went on, the intensity started to climb. Tyson began increasing both speed and power behind his punches. His signature peekaboo movement made it harder for Mayweather to stay fully comfortable. At the same time, Floyd relied on his defensive instincts, slipping shots, moving smoothly, and avoiding clean contact as much as possible. Then, in a sudden moment, everything changed. Tyson threw a heavy shot that connected cleanly with Mayweather's jaw, sending him down to the canvas. It was a brief but dramatic turn in what was supposed to be controlled sparring. This raises an obvious question: how did a routine training session escalate to that level? Following the incident, Floyd Mayweather addressed what happened. Reports indicate that he took some visible damage and needed a medical check before continuing with his travel plans, which included a flight to Dubai.
Just a number. It makes it look like it's more important.
Now this is where the story takes a serious turn. According to Floyd Mayweather, that uppercut from Tyson wasn't just a random punch, it was deliberate. He believes there was intention behind it. But what could have led to that? Floyd addressed the situation directly, making it clear how he felt about the moment. He explained that the shot didn't seem accidental to him and suggested that Tyson may have been carrying underlying frustration toward him and his style in the sport. While he was aware of past criticism, he didn't expect things to escalate to that level during what was supposed to be controlled training. He went on to say that the situation crossed a line. In his view, sparring should remain professional, but this encounter felt personal. He also made it clear that if there's a real issue, it should be settled properly, not in a practice session behind closed doors. Floyd continued by giving more insight into their dynamic. He pointed out that he had traveled from Dubai specifically for this training opportunity, and he didn't expect that kind of outcome. He also suggested that tension between them may stem from differences in their careers. He highlighted his own achievements, including finishing undefeated, and emphasized the impact he believes he's had on the business side of boxing, particularly when it comes to fighter earnings. In his perspective, he helped shift the sport financially and raised the standard for how fighters are compensated. It's worth noting that Tyson has previously shared mixed views about Mayweather. While acknowledging his technical ability in the ring, he has also questioned whether Floyd's influence has been entirely positive for boxing as a whole. That debate continues today. Some believe the sport has shifted heavily toward financial incentives, with fighters prioritizing high-paying bouts over the matchups fans are most eager to see. And many point to Mayweather's era as a major factor behind that change.
By himself. He's a little scared man. He's a very small, scared man.
When news broke that Floyd Mayweather would be working alongside Mike Tyson to prepare for the fight against Jake Paul, reactions were mixed. Many doubted how effective that partnership would actually be. But at the same time, it brought together two all-time greats of boxing. When fighters of that level share the ring, even in training, there's always the potential for something unexpected to happen. And in this situation, it was Mayweather who ended up on the receiving end of that unpredictability.
I commend Tyson because he's one of the guys that paved the way for me to be where I'm at. You know, he's a legendary champion. And the only thing I have to say about Mike Tyson is everyone is always trying to judge Mike Tyson. He lived his life the way he wanted to live his life. No one can say what they would have done if they were in his shoes. Boxing will live on.
Even though Mike Tyson hasn't always supported the way Floyd Mayweather managed his boxing career, there's still a deeper history between them. During his early years, Floyd admired Tyson and saw him as one of the sport's defining figures. That respect played a big role in his decision. So when the opportunity came to share the ring in training, Floyd didn't hesitate, he took it immediately.
How do you feel about Floyd though?
Huh?
How do you feel about
Awesome
Floyd?
fighter, great fighter. You know,
He's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
I didn't see.
But the moment they got inside the ring, that mutual respect didn't seem to matter anymore. Tyson and Mayweather came together for a sparring session at Tyson's gym, something that's typically meant to be controlled and focused on staying sharp. This time, however, it didn't stay that way. According to those present, the energy shifted quickly, and the session became far more intense than expected. With two highly competitive athletes of their caliber, holding back was never likely. Both fighters carry strong confidence in their abilities, and each has a legacy to defend. Once the action started, it was clear neither one was willing to ease off. This sparring session quickly caught massive attention online. Even though it wasn't an official bout, seeing Floyd Mayweather drop during training is something people rarely expect. He's widely known for going through his career without being put on the canvas, which makes this moment stand out even more. It also highlights the kind of power Mike Tyson still carries. Even at 58, he's showing that his punches remain dangerous. This is, after all, the same fighter who once became the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history, and moments like this suggest that strength hasn't completely faded. Tyson's punching ability continues to be a serious factor. If that same level of intensity shows up in his upcoming fight against Jake Paul, it could create major problems. Considering how difficult it was for Mayweather to deal with that power in sparring, it raises questions about how Jake Paul would handle a similar situation inside the ring.
I love Mike, I respect him, but we're not friends anymore. Until November 15th, I'm knocking this motherfucker out, and we're gonna see who's dead. We will see who's dead.
Mike, when you hear Jake Paul say, though, we're gonna see who's dead, what does that do to you? Does that make you put yourself in the mindset of understanding that this young killer wants to take you out?
Is he really a young killer?
Yeah, you had to go on your little menopause break and postpone the fight, so yeah. Your tummy hurts still?
I feel a lot better now.
I covered all your fights in Atlantic City. Are we going to see the Atlantic City that you showed back in the 90s on November 15th?
Hey, listen, as soon as I catch this guy, it's going to be totally over.
So what comes next for Floyd Mayweather? Given his reputation for confidence and competitiveness, this is not something he's likely to ignore even if it happened during training. Maintaining an undefeated career is a major part of his identity, so a moment like this doesn't sit lightly. Not long after, Floyd reportedly responded by calling for a potential matchup with Tyson. From his perspective, it's about settling things properly and addressing what happened in the ring. With his level of influence in the sport, making a fight happen isn't out of the question. He has a long history of controlling the business side of his bouts and ensuring things go his way, which only adds to the possibility of something bigger developing from this situation. A potential clash between Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson may sound unreal, but it's no longer something people are dismissing entirely. Following his performance against John Gotti, Floyd didn't take much time off. Instead, he returned to training almost immediately, this time working alongside Shakur Stevenson. That kind of preparation suggests a serious level of focus. Sessions like that are rarely casual, especially at this stage. When Floyd is back in the gym with elite fighters, it usually points to something bigger on the horizon. If the goal behind this renewed training is a possible meeting with Tyson, then it could turn into one of the most talked about events in boxing. That wraps up today's video. If you liked what you saw, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our future uploads. We'd also love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment down below and join the conversation. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.